Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to episode 30 of the Rieg AD Wedding Show. A full 30. I don't think we can believe. We said we're going to have champagne.
I know, but now we have coffee. Okay. We'll have champagne later
we'll have
on.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And Eben, you'll have to cheers with us for episode 30. So, coffee.
It's coffee, not
It's coffee.
Unfortunately.
We are privileged to be at Running Waters in Port Elizabeth, and Eben is joining us today. And he'll be telling us more about this stunning venue. We were fortunate enough to have photographed a few weddings here before, and we've attended the Bridal Expo here before, so we know the venue fairly well, but I don't think we know much of the history, where it comes from. So Eben, I think if you want to start off by telling us, how did this come to be? Was it always planned as a wedding venue? Or
no, actually not. So, well, firstly, thank you for the opportunity. So for the viewers who knows us as a family, it's a family business. It all actually started way back. We used to have a massive garden centre with potteries and plants, and I think the garden says a lot here. So, big nursery, and obviously I'm Afrikaans, so I like to sucky. So, and then back then we had I said to Dad, what if we open up a dance place? Like, there's a place close to Mossel Bay, obviously not going to name it, but there's a place there. So we had the idea of building a socky place, beautiful, we had the opportunity for it. And then the opportunity came, and I flew to your country to go purchase some stuff. And when I got there, I suddenly realized maybe we must turn this into a wedding venue. But the scary part is, when I first hosted my very first wedding, I've never seen a bride in my life. I've never attended a wedding, So here comes this woman in this beautiful white dress. I'm like, yes, what is this? It's like completely open the suit. Back then, remember, I used to be a landscaper, so I didn't wear this whole suit thing. So it's completely turned over. And then, I think that whole thing of you learn from your experience. Yeah. In our case, we've learned straight from the bottom, how would a bride think? How does a groom think? Because I saw how they think. I didn't learn it. I didn't study it. I didn't people's ways and doing things. So, yeah, and then, this year is our 10-year celebration.
That's amazing.
It's
a long time.
Almost a bittersweet
10-year
anniversary. Let's hope that we've got the opportunity to celebrate it this year still.
Yeah.
Okay.
It will be October, 1st of October, so we have time.
Oh, yes.
I think just out of interest, we were here end of January with the wedding expo.
Yes.
And how quickly things have changed. We were here, we were all psyched for the year. I've often said we saw 2020 as the
our
year
best.
for our business.
And
things just changed. We're
massively.
sitting here and
we had this thing that, because we've done 10 years in the trade, we thought we're going to renovate it. Not many people know this. End of this year, for the Bridal Expo of 2021, we would have done a massive renovation. So from our chapels, accommodations, our venues inside, it would have been a new Running Waters. And then suddenly, within weeks, it just changed. Boom. But you know what? It's maybe not a bad thing. It's just settled down. It settles everyone down and
plan again.
And
I think that's why we're here. Our whole idea is to tell all the brides who are planning their weddings for 2021 and onwards, what they can get to. And I think even that's where you can share. We know what you've got on offer, but share with our viewers what can Running Waters offer a newly engaged couple looking for the ultimate wedding venue.
So I think the biggest thing is it's yes, you can offer a product or a so-called service and things like that, but I like to say we offer a bit of a personality. Because of this. We've got the venues, right? So we've got the 2 wedding venues on the premises. Just a quick story behind, if you don't mind. So our main one is Running Waters. It takes from 70 up to 500 people, right? So that's where it started. And then we had brides who said to us, we have a smaller group, we would like to be 50 people, and instead of saying to them, sorry guys, we can't cater for that size, we decided to build our second venue called the Milestone. So it's on the same premises, but it's completely separate. One caters then from 20 up to 70, and the other one caters from 70 up to 500. For those who have so many friends on Facebook, 500 is a lot of people. But bless them, we're happy to take them on. So we can do 500. The biggest we've done is 520.
I just wanted to ask, have you ever had 500 people?
Yeah, we're 520. That's our max, and we had a 510, and then quite a lot of them 400 plus. So remember, if you got the venue, you got the setup, you got the staff, you got the space. So we partition the venue. So if you were 100 people, we just bring it a little bit closer. No one knows about the section in the back, and your venue looks
intimate
like
and
it's your
cozy.
size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have 4 walls, we have 3 walls. So we shift according to what you want.
Okay.
Then obviously with the venues, it's obviously the chapels and those type of things. But smaller things that people might not know by now is our accommodation.
Okay.
Our accommodation, the name behind it, the name is Good Night Accommodation. So I'm going to reflect back to the story now,
Okay.
if you don't mind. So I
Please
love
do.
my stories.
Please do.
So we've got the name Running Waters started from our garden centre, like I said earlier. Now that garden centre used to be called Garden Lovers,
Okay.
right? There's fountains, you can hear the water.
Yeah, we hear the water.
Of
Yeah.
course. So we got the water, and then Running Waters came from there, right? And then the slogan used to be, it's a walk to remember, like one of my favourite movies with Demi Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so of course it's a walk to remember, perfect. Later on we've changed it to, I'll get to that. So it was a walk to remember. Then we created our events company, right? So it does decor and things like that. So that used to be called RW Events, Running Waters Events.
Okay.
Cool. So that was so we got that sorted. Got a decor coordinator in. She's brilliant. She does a fantastic job for us. All the flowers in the centerpiece, all the pretty things. I'm not very creative.
Okay.
I've got ideas, but I'm not creative. So we got that done. And then after the events part, we settled into that. We created the accommodation.
Okay.
And the accommodation's name is Good Night Accommodation. Right, so the reason why I've called it that, right, sorry, with the accommodation we opened up the venue, the Milestone.
Okay.
Okay, now you need to focus here.
We're trying.
Right, so the venue, the Milestone, was named the Milestone for what we as a family achieved.
Okay.
So we had Garden Lovers, the landscaping side, opened up Running Waters because of the water features, created RW Events because of Running Waters,
Okay.
right, the names.
Okay.
Then what have we achieved as a family was a milestone.
Milestone.
So we
Yeah.
opened up the milestone.
Okay.
And then we got the accommodation and we was like, okay, you know what, if you've done your event here, we want you to have a good night's stay. So Good Night Accommodation.
Okay.
And then we went back to Running Waters and changed the slogan. Instead of going a walk to remember, to it's all about the experience.
Okay.
You see how it all goes in. So it's a pretty much a flippant story,
It's a
but we love it.
beautiful
It's a
story.
big
Full
circle.
circle.
Yeah, it's a
Full
circle.
big circle. So we've got the accommodation, we've got the venues, we've got the decor. But one thing people don't really know is that the accommodation, it's not only for our couples.
Yes.
It works on online, like booking.com. And
So anyone can come and stay here.
Yes, it's got
not
its
just-
own entrance.
Okay.
And same with the event company. Now we've changed the name, it's called to the Decor Hub.
Okay.
It's completely separate to Running Waters. Yes,
Okay.
it's based on the same premises, but we've done it different venues, different hotels,
Okay.
and all those other things.
So you can offer all of it together, but if someone
Yes.
wants to engage with only one of
The
the companies,
decor.
they are welcome to do that.
Yes,
do so as
exactly.
well.
Yes. So we don't offer this whole fully inclusive packages.
Package.
I think everyone is allowed to do their own thing. The reason why I don't do it is I feel that it needs to be a bit more custom.
Yes, so they can kind of pick and choose what
Yes,
they
yes,
want.
yeah. Because if they have to choose your service as videographers, and they don't like me, then
Yes.
they don't have to choose me.
Yeah,
So
I hear you.
they choose you, they choose me. Then
It's-
it comes together.
I
So
hear you.
same with the decor. It's a separate thing. The accommodation is separate. The two venues are separate.
And we like we spoke before we started, we know it's all about personalities. People
Yes.
also want to click with the person and engage with it, and they know that they get along with that person.
Yeah.
And on your wedding day, you're going to spend a whole
Very
day with them.
important.
Yes,
You know,
and it comes back to that personality. Exactly. I need to bump into you 4 years after your wedding or function or
And
conference,
still.
whatever. Bump into you in one of the shops, and hopefully without a mask.
Yeah.
I need to bump
Please.
into you and give you a hug and say, listen, how are you doing? And if you have kids by then, how's the kids doing? I saw it on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
It's that type of relationship. When another story, can I tell you a story?
Yeah,
I love
please,
a story.
please, please, please.
So when I was 22 years old, I was still in the landscaping side. I had this thing I posted on Facebook back then, like many years ago. I posted it on. I want to reach success by the age of I think it was 25 or 26. And that time of my life, success is finance. It's
Yeah,
money,
yeah.
right? So many years after that, I forgot about what I posted, and I was a coordinator at one of the weddings, and one of the guests that I knew via someone actually approached me and said to me, if I may ask, many years ago you posted this, and I completely forgot about it,
Wow.
right? And they said to me, do you think you reached success? Because they obviously know who we are as
Yes.
Running Waters owners
Yes.
and stuff. And I said to them, for that moment I actually realized that I've reached success, but not in finance. I've actually reached huckle there, but I reached success throughout employing 40 odd, I think it's 47 people.
Yeah.
That is success.
That is.
That's family, right? And then the bigger thing is, if I can get a bride to walk out this venue 12 o'clock or whatever time at night, walk out here and she goes like, flapper, that was a lacquer wedding. That's what I wanted. Because all brides got, regardless of what their Cinderella story
Got a
is,
dream.
they've got a dream.
Yeah.
And if I can reach that, that is
That
success.
is success.
I agree
And
with
you know, it's I think our amount of bookings and our blessings, yes, you know, we've done, don't shoot my figures here, but I think it's something like, it's going 681 weddings in 10 years.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's we've been blessed.
And haven't your venue won a couple of
Yes,
awards?
yes. So there's that magazine, the Wedding and Function magazine. So we won the best venue vendors at I think it's 2017, 2018, 2019. 2020 COVID will probably win it, but no, you know it's
with a mask.
with a mask. So, but again, it's you guys will know yourself if you really put in your personality to it. It's suddenly, you know, you build a relationship, and that's what you want. You want that couple to sit at a braai, obviously not in lockdown after because you're not allowed to braai together. So when you braai with someone and they go like, who would you use as a videographer?
Yes.
And they need to say, listen, I know this awesome couple.
Yes.
Or, I know this awesome venue.
Yeah.
But don't worry, when you speak to them, ask to speak to Eben.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's important.
I think I agree with
People
you.
do business with people.
I mean, when Eddie touched on the awards, I wanted to say, I mean, it's all nice, all these awards, and I know a lot of vendors like to just brag with the awards,
Yes.
but I totally agree with him. It's more about having a bride say afterwards, you know what, thank you.
It was
That's what I
exactly,
wanted,
yeah.
or it's more than what I wanted.
That's more than I
and,
want.
and I think that's all of our...
Yeah, that is something that we as well, I mean, if after we've done a wedding and we get that personal WhatsApp or a voice message just to say how comfortable they were
Yes.
with us doing the photography and the videography, that is more than money could
Yes.
ever.
Well, we're all artists. I
buy.
mean, we all have to survive, but we're all artists, and we love it when people appreciate what we do. And I mean, your
Appreciation,
artistry is just slightly different than ours. I mean,
But it comes to the same
it's
thing.
the same thing.
It's the
it's
core
what we-
values of things. And I think when especially in this COVID thing, I actually said to my wife the other day that people need to start realizing two things. The first thing is support local.
Yes.
That's the major thing because we so easily, and I'm scared to use an example here, but let's say we're so easy to use a shop, but the A shop, don't get me wrong, it's a billionaires, it's a major company,
Yes.
but B shop is right next to it. But
I
we
know,
don't support
Eben.
local, and same vice versa in the venues and the photographers and the videographers. We're so easy to jump and go get the out from wherever,
Yes.
but we've got so much brilliant people in here.
We do have, I mean,
Yeah, we
said-
realise that every
I
day.
mean, we moved from Gauteng, and often people have I don't know why, because it's the platteland, but I think the Eastern Cape has
It's a stigma,
their
yeah.
standard
but
is
I think
lower,
we've got absolute
and we've
brilliant
got
suppliers.
in our area like the freaking most amazing wedding suppliers of the highest standard. No one has to go a level down. I don't want to talk about levels.
No
but-
levels. We're not talking about levels.
But we see it at the wedding expo, the different vendors, and then how many awesome people we've got. And then it comes back to that second point. The second point my wife actually said to me, we need to start supporting people.
Yeah.
Because the real person
Yeah.
and the person behind the camera. That's why I love it what you guys doing here, because you know, yes, we are running waters. No one knows who's Eben.
Yes.
They look at running waters and they see this.
The
I
venue
like
and
to think wow venue, but
Yes, it is a wild venue.
thank you.
They're
So
gonna
you have to
deal
say
with
it.
you.
But they need to see Eben.
Yes.
Yes.
They need to see Eben.
Yeah.
So and that plays a role. It
Yeah.
really plays a role.
The only thing I wanted to ask you on the accommodation, how many
Yes.
people can you sleep on the premises?
So currently we've got the 4 rooms.
Okay.
So one of the 4 is the luxury suite.
Okay.
It's when it comes to weddings, it's the honeymoon suite.
Okay.
But if it's general guest house, it's just a luxury suite for the corporate oaks and things like that. It looks the same, but we do, I won't say spice it up a little bit if depending on the type of client. I think if it's a corporate oak,
Yeah.
Not too romantic.
No, yeah, you,
With some
you
rose
tone it
petals
down.
out.
No rose
Big
pe-
banker.
petals.
Yeah, so we tried to go according to that. And then the 3 normal rooms up. We've
Okay.
got plans for 2 more coming up soon.
Okay.
So we're hoping for that coming in. So that's yeah. So it's got a separate entrance. It's got the
Yeah, it's totally on its own. Yeah, we photographed some of the groups and
seen that, yeah.
Bride's getting ready there, so we know it's quite it's separate, so it's nice from
Yeah.
that point of view.
Yeah.
And you can walk through these stunning gardens to it if you want to. So
Yes, yeah.
I think the last question from my side, maybe let's say 2 questions. The one is, and we're careful to ask it in these times.
Circumstances.
But I mean,
yeah.
do you guys do any current promotions of things? I mean, I know you're open for viewings, etc.
Yes.
So what would you say to any new couples looking for a venue? Because there's a lot of brides and grooms or a lot of couples planning weddings right
Yeah.
now. I think most of them planning for 2021 and
Yes.
onwards. And I think we all have the same issue that so many of this year's weddings move to next year, that next year's wedding dates are a little bit under pressure
Yeah.
for all of us.
Yes.
So that's one part of the question. And the other one is just maybe in closing from your side, any advice to a couple starting this planning process? It doesn't need to be venue orientated, just in general. What would you say to them?
Out of the experience this last few months with lockdown, from a venue side or a wedding venue side, the first thing is talk.
Okay.
It's important. Schedule a viewing, but talk.
Yes.
Yes, it's great to view the venue, but ask me, Eben, what happens if the lockdown goes to February next year? What
Yes.
then? So we can talk, because I can talk as much. I love talking. But
Yes.
the thing is, people don't always listen when I talk. But if you talk, I listen. So
Okay.
it's a different ball game. So
Yeah.
that's the first thing. Ask the questions. We've got most of the answers we've got. And if we don't have the answers, we'll find the right people for you. But talk to us. And then the second thing, if this is your line and you're planning to go ahead with your wedding or planning an event or a wedding, decencies, terms and conditions.
Yeah.
That's a major thing. You know what? If you're going to pay a deposit, look at what your contract says. If you're going to buy a car, look at what it says. If you're going to buy a deposit and the car burns out, what's the decencies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's so quick to say, listen, but I want the money back on the car, but you've signed the contract on it. So, and I'm generalizing now. So,
Yes, no,
it's
no,
so
No,
and
we-
that comes back to the talk part.
Yes.
I think you guys will agree on
It's
this.
a
Totally-
negotiation, so I think it's just
Totally
being
in agreement with
being
that.
open and ask, like you say, don't be afraid to ask the
Yes,
questions. I
don't
think
be
a lot of
afraid.
people are too afraid to maybe ask, but rather ask up front.
And read the T's and C's.
Yeah.
Read the seasons.
I mean, you, it's a contract.
Yeah, it's a contract.
Yeah.
And
It's
a contract is both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
So-
it's there to protect both parties. I think.
Yes.
both parties.
That-
It's not a one side.
No,
Yeah.
I think
Definitely
we're
not
all
one.
there. We're all there the same.
We're
in-
all
in
there
that.
to help each other, regardless if you're a client or a service provider.
Yeah.
We again come back to the talking thing. And then also the last thing is that it's be very careful on selecting. You know, I know everything goes about money. I understand that. You know, we're all human, yeah.
Yeah.
But be so careful. We're quick to say, I'm going to use this as a cup if I may, because it's not a wedding venue or a service provider. So we're all there to use this cup, all right? But it's not a whiskey glass. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm
So
with you.
now you would love to have whiskey, or let's say you want juice, let's say non-alcohol. So let's go juice. But you want to buy a coffee cup. You want to rent or hire, or what do you call it, use a service provider from a coffee cup, and be careful. There's a reason why this one is a juice glass.
Okay.
Yeah.
You understand why? So
Specialize
there we go.
in the industry.
There's a reason why you guys do what you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're not filming me sitting here doing landscaping,
Yes.
Yes.
right?
Or
Am I right?
or
So-
doing surfing photography. I mean,
exactly.
We all specialize in what we're good at.
we're not specializing in surfing or sports
Yes.
photography. That's not our scene.
No.
Yeah.
And people go for like, yeah, but for £5 more, I get this, or for £5 less, yeah, this guy. But again, and this is the big thing of me, and this I've realized so quickly, is that people will come here and then they'll look at the venue or whatever, and they'll say, okay, yes, perfect, and then I'll go to a second service provider. I'm not talking about venue, I'm just
Yes,
talking general.
yes.
Going to a second service provider, and then I need to compare the two and go like, yes, this is £5, this is £7, but if they put the papers down, who do you like more?
Yeah.
Because that person you like more is going to help you to play the difference of the
Yes.
two.
No.
So
And-
getting back to the personalities.
Yes.
that
Exactly,
that
and I'm
you
not
said.
saying the person that who you like the most is going to help you corrupt the £2 and save you money. There, it's not about that.
Yeah.
It's about, talk to me. I had a bride once who said to me, back then there wasn't fairy lights included in the venue. It's obviously now included, but I'm talking about 6 years ago. And she said to me, look, my budget is up to you. I can't afford the fairy lights. I said, okay, perfect. What are you doing with your champagne? No, I'm putting this on the table. It's like, well, let's do it this way. Just by doing it, we saved back then, I think, 750
And she
rand.
could have the
And the
fairy
fairy lights was 600 rand back then. So, example. So, it's again, talk,
Communication.
personality, trusting people. Yes, it's important. Who do you trust? Random guy. Look at people's reviews. That's
and how long
important.
they've been in the business.
Yes.
Again, I'm not saying if someone's been in the business for 10 years, they're better than someone who just started,
Yes.
but
Reputations, these
and
things.
experience.
Yeah.
Experience,
I think we've learned, I mean, nothing beats experience. I mean, there can be someone who can operate a camera better than I can, but when it comes to a wedding, we've got years and years of experience. We've done 300-400, I don't know, we never stop to exactly count weddings that we've done, and you learn something every single time. And you're bringing all of that experience to the next client.
Yes,
That's the big difference.
I said to you a bride once, I think we were talking about, it was about cars, vintage cars, wedding cars for the cars.
Yes.
And this is actually a good example you bringing it up. So we spoke about, I asked, okay, the guy you're going to get to supply the cars, right? Has he been here before? Does he do this vintage cars for a living? Yes, he does. Okay, perfect, right. So, has he done it here before? No, he has never been here before. Okay. Why are you asking, Eben? Quite simple. Thing is, if we're going to have Rieg standing here with a camera outside the chapel, the guy knows the venue of the vintage cars. He's going to stop at the right spot. He knows it's a summer wedding, so we're going to use it 4 o'clock. He knows the shot Rieg's going to get.
Yeah.
He knows the bride coming out.
Yeah.
Now suddenly you got a guy who's never been here before. And of course, if you've never been here, make sure you get to the venue before the wedding.
Yeah.
Stops at the wrong spot, right? Our coordinators can't open the doors because the bride's going to fall out of the car. Rieg's moaning with us because we're in the way of the shot.
Yeah.
And all because someone went for the 5 and the 7
Yeah.
rand.
It's such a freaking good example.
As well, like when
It is
family members get
really
used,
where it comes down to experience.
It
Yeah.
comes to experience.
Yeah.
And if you bless your soul if you use someone new in the game. Don't worry,
Yes.
we're not cheating.
We all
But
started somewhere.
We all started.
Yes,
But
yes.
we need that driver of the car to come speak to Eben or
Yes.
speak to Rieg
to
first.
sort it out.
Yeah.
They have to come for a trial.
Trial
Or
run,
just,
yeah,
or
yeah,
just
yeah.
discuss it before, and so that especially that the bride
Yeah,
arriving and things
flip
like
it.
that is crucial. I mean, we often get it when
Yeah.
family members drive the cars and things.
Yes.
Either drive too fast, or they drive in the wrong place,
Stop
or
at
they drive
the
the
wrong
wrong
area.
way
Stop at
around.
the
And like
wrong-
you say,
yeah.
the bride they park in a way that the bride needs to get out on the other side with a wall instead of the venue in the background. You know,
And
things
the
like
difference is that it's quite simple. The difference between nice photos of videography or angles, whatever,
Yeah.
to a wow moment.
Yeah.
that. Yeah, exactly.
You paid the same.
Yeah,
you paid the exact
exactly.
same. But it's all about this experience thing.
It's the same effort from our side. It's
Yes.
just the one's going to look way better than the other one, and
Yeah.
that's something that we don't have control over.
And that's why our service providers tend to like to use guys. People sometimes
That
think,
they
listen,
know.
why do you say Rieg is good? Do I get a kickback on this video? No.
Yeah.
No. The thing is, I saw the way you guys talk to people, so why the flip would I not recommend you
Yes.
if I know the way you've spoken to someone?
Yeah, it's the same from our side.
And the bride of the client or the groom, whoever it is, sits on the other side of this camera and go like, you know what? These oaks, in a way, they're human as well.
Yeah.
No,
So
no.
they understand things.
And I think that's what we're trying to show to everyone is kind of bring the human side across. You know,
Yeah.
who's the people that's normally behind the cameras and
Yes.
behind the scenes.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
so thank you very much for that,
No,
Eben. I
it's
mean,
a
it was a
good
pleasure chatting to you, and,
No, thank you.
and I think to our viewers as well. Thank you all for watching.
Yes.
It's been quite insightful and everything. And yeah, we can't believe it's been 30 episodes. We'll again be back tomorrow with episode 31.
But I may claim 30 though.
Have
You
we-
can claim
Okay,
50. Yeah,
thank
you
you
can
very
claim.
have we thought something out?
No, we haven't thought of anything specific for 31, so we'll deal with that.
Aren't you guys giving away champagne? No, I'm just joking.
No, but we are giving
Isn't it
away.
illegal?
We are giving away a Rieg AD family lifestyle, a couple shoot with a value of 3,000 rand.
Oh, that's flipping awesome.
But you just need to be a subscriber, and unfortunately, you need
Yeah.
to log in and subscribe.
Yes, yeah,
That's
yeah.
how YouTube works.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
when we
yeah,
get to
Ben.
1,000
Yes.
subscribers, we'll be doing that.
I'll
all.
go this way. If you're a client of ours, or I won't say client, if you have been at Running Waters via Zoom meeting or via here physically, please go subscribe. I'll do it, but you'll need
Yes.
to do it. So I think that's only
Thanks,
fair.
Eben. Yeah, no,
That's only fair.
It's
you
going
know.
to jump
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
And
there
we'll
you
make sure to have all their details
Yes,
down
everything will be
below.
down below. Yes, everything
And
will be
that they can contact
below,
you.
yeah,
You
it's
can
below.
do walkthroughs already.
and we'll also link some of the wedding films that we've done here
Yeah, that'd be quite
specifically,
awesome.
so
Yeah.
you can see the venue in
Thank you so
totally a
much,
different
yeah.
way, see it the way it looks on a wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The
yeah.
real thing.
The
Because
real
Google
thing.
sometimes, you know, it's
No.
got
No,
random pictures
No,
sometimes.
no, we'll do it properly.
And
there you
everything
go.
is obviously now empty or not set up because
Yes.
it's illegal.
Yeah.
We don't want to show it this way. We want to show
Show
real
you how
weddings.
it's gonna look when you're here for a
When
wedding.
it's
Yeah.
physically set up, and I think that's the important part
Yeah.
as well. Cool. Guys, thank you so much.
So thank you, everyone. Yeah, cheers, thank you, and see you tomorrow.
Cheers. Bye bye. Thank you.
Cheers.
I'll get a refill. Mine's empty.